So the auricularis muscle is...
You're not going to give us an intro or anything?
What?
You're not going to give us an intro or anything?
No, we don't need an intro.
I never thought that it'd be so simple, but I found a way,
I'm just cutting these. We can make an intro later. I am. So we have the auricularis muscle, which is right here on the ear. It allows you to move your ears like this when you're really happy.
Can't see
its
it.
origin.
Do it again. Okay.
It basically is, its origin is the cartilage of the auricle, which is like right here in your ear. And then the insertion is about right here, which is in the galeal aponeurosis. And that is the auricularis muscle. So now we've got the digastric muscle. It's like a boomerang. It goes down here, down to your, let's restart. So now we've got the digastric. So the digastric is like a little boomerang. It starts up here, goes down around the hyoid bone, which is this nice little bone right here. It loops around in like kind of a fibrous loop, which is the insertion. Then it goes up and around here, and it has one on each side. It loops around. You got two parts to it. You got the anterior, which is the part right here, which is the anterior belly, which goes from the hyoid bone up to the back surface of the mandible. And then you've got the posterior, which is from down here to here, which is, its origin is the temporal bone, which is back here. And basically its action is to elevate the hyoid bone and kind of just aids you in swallowing and pressing the mandible. Okay, so the next one, you're gonna have to give me a hand with it. Ha! But it's the opponents, polliceus. So it basically medially rotates and flexes the carpometacarpal and the metacarpophalangeal joints of the thumb, and it's like another boomerang, and it goes down and around here and allows me to medially rotate like this around. It's super nice. So its origin is the flexor retiniculum and the tubercle trapezium. So
Muscles.
yeah. Ooh. Good job, Blair. And its insertion is the whole radial border of the first metacarpal. Vince, paying attention?
You're the one reading.
Yeah.
I'm just recording. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Wait, are you gonna video me taking off my shirt?
I may or may not have been.
Okay. Ooh, here, Carmen, lift up my shirt.
No.
Yes.
No.
Just
Yes.
lift it up yourself.
Here, we'll go like this.
I've been... Okay, this...
Now you can see our beautiful model Vince with those nice curves. You got this handprint right here, which is the max slapping muscle, who slapped Vince right here on this nice part of the back. But onto the actual muscles, we've got our next one, which is the rhomboideus. And we are going to be tackling the rhomboideus major, because the minor one is basically pointless and doesn't do anything. So the rhomboideus major starts right up here on the medial border of the scapula and goes down in the inferior to the spine, and that's its insertion, which is right here, and then it goes to the origin, which is the spinoius of the T2 through T5 vertebrae, which is nice and right here. It goes from here to here, and it retracts the medial border of the scapula while downwardly rotating it at a lateral angle. It also elevates the medial border of the scapula while it downwardly rotates the lateral angle. So Vince can roll his shoulders basically, like that. That's what it does pretty much. Good. And now for our nice model Vince Shields, we've got the subcostalis, which is, its origin is right in here in the angle of the ribs. You can't see it very well because he's not super skinny. Psych. But its insertion is the angle of the ribs, but like 2 to 3 ribs above. And basically what it does is it compresses the intercostal spaces, which is kind of like the spaces between the ribs. And it kind of goes like this. Next we have the diaphragm, which is like right here beneath your abs. it attaches to the xiphoid process of the inner surface of the lower L1 through L3 lumbar vertebrae, which is all the way back here. And then its insertion is the central aponeurotic tendon, which is like right here, but I can't really get to it because it's inside of me. And basically its action is it's inspiration and forced inspiration, which is basically like, if you think about breathing, you're just like, like that. Okay. That's it. So now we have the pectoralis minor, which is its origin is on ribs 3, 4, and 5, which is like right here, and then its insertion is the medial upper surface of the coracoid process of the scapula, which is like right here, and its action is it elevates the ribs if the scapula is fixed, and assists the anterior separation parts of the scapula. So like move the ribs if I keep my scapula in place like that, and I can move them like that. And that's the pectoralis minor. Okay, so you've got next we've got the internal oblique muscle, which is like right here in your abs. So, and then you've got its origin, which is in the lumbar fascia anterior 2/3 of the iliac crest, which is like right here, and the lateral 2/3 of the integuinal ligament, which is like right here. And you've got its insertion, which is the costal margin of the apotenaris and rectus sheath and conjoined tendons to pubic crest and pectoral line.
That is
like
very promiscuous position you're in.
No, but okay. So origins up here, insertions down here, and it supports the abdominal wall, assists with forced respiration like this, and it aids in raising the intra-abdominal pressure, abducts and rotates the trunk with muscles of the other side, like this. Also conjoins supporting tendons and the wall of the posterior canal of the interguinal. So, like this and like that. And that is the internal oblique muscles. Lindsay, do you know how I count, right?
No.
Okay. So we've got the teres minor, which its origin is the middle 1/3 of the lateral border of the scapula, so about right here, and it goes all the way down here to its insertion, which is the inferior facet of the greater tuberosity of humerus and the capsule of the shoulder joint, which is about right here. So it goes from here, and it's kind of like a T-bone steak without the T-bone. It goes like here, like that. And basically what it does is it laterally rotates the arm and stabilizes the shoulder joints. So it's like that. And that is the teres minor. Okay, and next we have the gluteus minimus. So, one second if I can show that for you. No, I'm playing. I mean, if you guys want to, but no. Let's not do that. Okay, so the gluteus minimus, it is the outer surface of the ilium between the middle and inferior gluteal lines, which is like kind of back here. It goes from right here to up here on your pelvis, and its insertion is the anterior surface of the greater trochanter femur. So here's the insertion, here's the origin. Its action is it abducts and medially rotates the hips, so and tilts pelvis when walking. So like this and like that. That's the gluteus minimus.
One.
So this is what helps when you're doing gluteus minimus. Okay, so what are we doing?
We're doing the superficial muscles now.
And which muscles are we doing?
Abductor longus.
Huh, that's what she said.
Sounds like a pedophile's
so
Tinder
we've got
name.
the abductor longus, which is like right here, and its origin is the body of the pubis inferior and medial pubis tubercle, the lower 2/3, and which is like right there. Yeah, I don't think you guys want me to take my pants off. Who knows though? And then we've got the insertion, which is the lower 2/3 of the medial lineal aspirata, which is like right here. And what it does is it abducts the thigh at the hip, so like this. Like that. Ooh. Like that.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, that's the abductor longus. Okay, next we got the sartorius, which is immediately below the anterior superior iliac spine, so like right here, and it rotates around like a streamer around here, all the way to the upper medial surface shaft of the tibia, which is like right here. And what it does is it lifts the leg at the knee, so if you're ever doing like this stretch, you gotta use them to pick up your leg at the knee like that, and stretch out. So that is the sartorius.
Go.
Okay, now we're doing the mylohyoid, which
That's
is
amazing.
which is right up here in the neck. It has its origin at the line of the mandible, with insertion at the upper border of the hyroid bone, and it raises the floor of, and it basically raises your mouth when you start swallowing. So basically, just that's what it basically does.
Okay, go.
Okay, now we're gonna do the masseter muscle, which is right here in your cheek, about right in here. It has a origin at the 2/3 of the zygomatic arc and the zygomatic process of the. Hold up, let's start over.
Boo.
Okay, so right now we're gonna do the masseter muscle, and that is it has an origin at the anterior 2/3 of the zygomatic arc and the zygomatic process of the maxilla, and its insertion is at the lateral surface of angle and lower ramus of the mandible. And what this is helping for is helping you moving your jaw up and down. So you use it when you chew stuff. So. And that's the whatever.
That was beautiful.
Okay, so next we have the zygomaticus muscle, which is about right here, and it goes all the way up here. Its origin is interior surface of the zygomatic bone, and its insertion is right here at the modulus at
Modulus?
It's
okay, I still love you.
Modulus at the mouth. And basically this muscle will contract and make you smile.
That's scary. You gotta turn that frown upside down, Vince.
Yeah, and it also, different forms of it also make you have dimples. So this is the muscle that will cause dimples, and that is the zygomaticus.
Nice. Go.
Okay, now we're going to do the orbicularis oris, which is right around the mouth here. It's just this whole muscle right here around the mouth. And its origin is near the midline of the anterior surface of the maxilla and mandible at the moldius. And the insertion is the mucous membrane of the margin of the lip, which just under here under the skin. And what you use this for is when you pucker your lips. So just when you kiss somebody, I'm not sure if you do that on a daily basis, but because some people just ain't me. Okay, so our next one would be the orbicularis oculi, which is just, it basically is just around your eye, so just right in here. And its origin is at the medial orbit margin of the lacrimal sac.
It's a mouthful.
It's stupid. And its insertion is at the lateral papillary valve. And basically what you use this for is when you close your eyes, it's basically the main muscle. So just when you blink or when you sleep. And that's the orbicularis oculi.
Cool.
Okay, so now we got our model Max here.
Ah!
You go. Okay, so now,
vulnerable.
okay, so now we're back with Max, and our next muscle is going to be trapezius, and it's basically just can't lift up his shirt all the way, but it comes right up from that's all. Yeah, it comes like from right up here to the neck all the way here, and it kind of makes a triangle right here. And its origin, its origin is at the medial third superior nuclear line, ligamentum nachia, and the spiosis process, and the sponiosus ligaments to T12, which is some bone that I don't know. Okay, and its insertion is the upper fibers of the lateral third of posterior border of the clavicle, And basically, what this muscle is used for is basically just when you shrug. So, yeah.
Playing video games.
He's an idiot. Okay, that
We're
would be
talking. Says the kid who deleted the video. Vamonos.
Okay, so the next muscle we have is the deltoid, which is
at
this because of my beautiful
snack.
muscles. Right here, it's this muscle right here, and its origin is at the lateral third of the clavicle. It's this little like teardrop shape right here,
Yeah.
and its insertion is at the middle of the lateral surface of the humerus. And what this muscle is used for is raising my arm laterally.
Look at that.
I have a joke here, but I'm not sure if I should say it. Okay. So the next one we're doing is the latissimus dorsi, which is a back muscle, which is right here in the lower back. Its origin is against the spine, specifically the spine T7, and it's the insertion is against the floor of the bicipital grove of the humerus. And what this helps me do is rotate my arm inward, I think.
Ooh.
Like this. No, wait, sorry, like this. It goes the other way.
So like whipping?
So,
Can you whip for us?
yeah, I
like
guess
that.
you kind of use it for that.
So whipping would be impossible without this.
I mean, like,
So this beautiful part of American culture.
I'm not gonna say it would be impossible, but
It would be very hard. Yeah, that's beautiful.
okay. Now we got the infraspinatus muscle, which is right here on your back, about right below your shoulder, and its origin is at the middle 3/4 of the infraspinatus fossa of the scapula and fibrosis intermuscular septa, and its insertion is the middle facet of the greater tuberosity of the humerus and the capsule of the shoulder joint. And this muscle right here will basically help you pull your shoulders back like this, and it helps. And if you use it when you stand up straight and you put your shoulders back like this,
Superman pose.
look cute like that. Yeah, you know how I be.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and that is the infraspinatus. Okay. Okay, next we got the pectoralis major.
Man boobs.
He's not wrong, but it's just this muscle right here that you're all seeing these big weightlifters, you know. It'd be like that sometimes. And its origin is at the clavicle head medial half. Clavicle?
Yeah.
Oh, clavicular. Clavicular.
Clavicular.
Clavicular. Clavicular head medial half clavicle, and it's okay, let's start over.
Go.
Okay, insertion was the word I forgot.
Thought you. No, I'm not even gonna make
and
that
its
joke.
insertion is at the sternocostal head lateral meninbrium, and this muscle right here is to basically help you rotate your arm this way now. So, because it's pulling on this way, so I don't know. I guess this is also used for whipping. I'm not gonna whip again because I don't have cancer. But okay, that's the pectoralis major. Okay, next muscle we have the pectineus, which is about. I'm not going to show you my skin for this one, but this is about right here on you, right next to your groin, and its origin is at the pectineal line of the pubis and narrow area of the superior pubic ramus below it, and its insertion is a vertical line between the spiral line and the gluteal crest below the lesser charter of the femur. And this one is just lets you flex your thigh at the hip. So basically, it just helps you lift your thigh up and down like this. And yeah,
Go.
it's also used in whipping. Now that I think
Come
about
on, brother. Started in 3, 2, 1, go.
it. Okay, so this next muscle we're doing, on the paper it said exterior dictorum longus, but when I googled it, it was extensor dictorum longus. And basically, I got it. This muscle is about right here, and it goes all the way down to the tips of a few of your toes. And this one has origin at the upper 2/3 of the anterior shaft of the fibula, which is about up here, and its insertion is basically 4 of these 4 toes, not your big one. And this one you use to flex your ankle at the flex your ankle at the ankle, flex your foot and toes at the ankle. So basically, a thing you do with this every day is a dorsiflex,
One dorsiflexation.
and that's the extensor dictorum longus.
We're dedicating this muscle to Coach Carter.
Yes, we are.
Rest. Vamonos.
Okay, time for our last muscle, which is the
Save the best for last.
Not really, no. This is the external oblique, which is just, I'm gonna flex my abs so it looks like I have something there.
Weird flex, but okay.
About right here on your body, and it has an origin at the anterior angles of the lower 8 ribs, so about right here. And its insertion on and its insertion is at the outer interior half of the iliac crest, which is down here basically. And it's basically, it stretches from basically almost down here in the groin up here just to the ribs. And this muscle is basically used when you rotate your upper body, so like, or when you just turn, I guess. About far back you can go.
Breaks spine, falls on ground,
Paralyzed.
seizes on ground, can never walk again.
Trying to, can I turn all the way around? No, I can't. Okay. Worth a try though. Turn my legs around. Let me just. Oh, wait, do I-
What are you, Mickey now?
Do I go inside or outside? Well, if I need to.
You can just cut in the video of Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, I give up. That's it.
Here, Vince, do you have any final notes on this?
Thanks for watching.
Deuces.
I never thought that it'd be so simple, but